today I kind of wanted to do a full face of nothing new, which is basically me digging in my collection, picking out some old gems that I absolutely love and that I have been loving since I began my makeup journey like a year ago. I know you guys are probably tired of seeing me using the same stuff, so I tried to dig deep into my collection. But so yeah, I did my brows already. I did use my NYX micro brow pencil. Okay, so for eyeshadow palettes, I picked two of my older favorite palettes that I have, and that will be the ColourPop Whatever palette and the ABH Renaissance palette. What I noticed when I was looking at these, that these kind of have the same color scheme. It's crazy. I really never noticed that before until today. The browns, the purple, reddish colors, the orange color, the burnt orange color, the golds. It is just so crazy how these are like identical. I think today I'm going to try to dabble in both. I am wearing, let me show you guys my outfit. So cute. This is what I'm wearing. Just a cute little like schoolgirl looking skirt. Very cute, very just like sleek and simple. I'm just going to take my Maybelline Fit Me concealer and I'm just going to kind of just do a little bit on my eyelids just to kind of prime them. Take my favorite Real Techniques 421 brush. I'm going to take my fluffy blending brush from Morphe. This came in a brush collection, so it doesn't have the name on it. So I'm just going to go in with Golden Orc from my ABH palette, and that's this shade right here, which I have hit pan on. I used to use this shade all the time, and I used to just kind of buff it out on my crease and, you know, call it a day. This was like years ago. A friend of mine actually gave me that palette for my birthday. I think it was like my 21st birthday when I got that palette. So I really didn't know much about makeup. It's just kind of like a transition shade more than anything. I'm not really trying to do anything special. I just kind of want to have a darker base to start off with. So you guys, like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy because for Mother's Day, my fiance is getting me a laptop, which I'm so excited for because working off my phone to put out content is really hard. It's like really difficult because you run out of space, then you gotta buy more space, and then it's just like, it's really difficult to have like my work life and my home life on my phone. So he's getting me a MacBook. I feel like a spoiled brat, but oh my gosh, I am so grateful and I'm so thankful. Like, you don't understand. Like, my family has really supported me with this really heavy, which is like really emotional for me. Don't cry. It's really emotional for me because I really never had a passion for many things. I've had passion for like things like dance. Like, I used to love ballet. I used to love dance. I still love it. Like, it's still in me, you know. But when I said I wanted to do this and I actually started practicing and doing it, like my sister got me a ring light, my grandmother got me just a few things to just help incorporate with practicing my beauty, and then he's getting me the laptop, and you know, people have just gifted me amazing things to just help me get started, and I'm just like, my goodness, like, blessed. Just blessed is what I call that. Support system is what you need. Even like, you know, I love all my friends and people I don't know who just love my videos or reshare my video or comment or like or give tips. You know, people like that I really do appreciate because it's just like, you know, it's free support. That's an amazing thing to have. So now that that's all over our lid, I think I want to go in with, I really like this orange. Like, this orange is really telling me to play in it, but I'm scared. I don't care, let's do it. So I'm gonna take this shade called Rilgar. Rilgar? It's this shade right here from the ABH palette. I'm gonna buff that into my crease and blend it up slightly. So I'm just gonna take a brush like this, and I'm just gonna dip into Rilgar. I'm just gonna put it into my crease. Ooh, this is a really pretty shade. How is the weather where you guys are? I live in Michigan, so it's really bipolar. Like, some days it's like so pretty, like today, and then like some days it's like super cloudy and rainy and snowy. It's just like, ugh. I'm not much of a snow person. Snow is one of those things where like, okay, you want to take me on a vacation, let's go to the ski slopes, but I don't want to just be in the snow. It's gross. So now that that's kind of buffed into the crease, I want to take my fluffy blending brush, the one that I used for that brown. I'm just going to dip into raw sienna, which is this one right here. I'm just going to kind of try to blend the orange out with this brown. So we're just going to go on top and just kind of blend it out. Blending is like the hardest part of makeup in my opinion. Like eyeshadow blending, I'm still learning, of course, as you can see. But it gets easier. Like it gets easier to the point where like you're like, oh, okay, I gotta do this more. I've read and watched professionals even blend, you know, and their wrist hurts. After I blended the brown and the orange, it's like a burgundy kind of color. So I think I'm just gonna take this pretty shade called TTYN from my ColourPop palette. So I'm gonna spray this flat brush so that I can get as much pigment as possible. I'm just gonna dip into that. So I'm just gonna add that like on my lid. Ooh. I'm not gonna add it to the full lid. I'm gonna stop kind of halfway because I want to have like a shade to kind of blend that out. So I'm just gonna kind of stop, not halfway, but just leave kind of like that outer corner open. So I'm just gonna take this fluffy kind of brush and then go on with the shade maybe later. I'm just gonna try to blend those outer corners out. That one's kind of creamy. I'm just gonna dab back into that pretty burgundy foil. I'm just gonna kind of drag it in the middle between the powder shade and the foil shade, just to kind of add some type of like blended look. Now that the shadow is pretty much done, I'm going to go ahead and clean up my edges and I'll be back. I'm just going to take this Lash Sensational Mascara by Maybelline and just coat my lashes so that I can prep them for falsies. So I think I'm going to go in with my Ardell Wispies. These have been my favorite for so long. So they are just so beautiful. I feel like they pull the look together. I definitely buy mine in bulk because I do run through these pretty quickly. While we are waiting for the lashes to dry, I want to just go ahead and go in with my 4th Ray Beauty Face Milk. And this one is in the formula Coconuts. I just love the way it makes my skin feel, and the way my foundation looks is just like super smooth. And then it also leaves like that pretty glowy look. I know you guys see that. Lashes are on. Like, you know, some lashes feel like super overbearing. These do not feel heavy at all. Like, they're so comfortable. This is the e.l.f. Jelly Pop Primer. I'm not even sure they sell this anymore. It was limited edition, but oh my gosh, I just love this primer. The sticky consistency of it definitely helps my foundation stick better, also while giving you like a nice glow. It's something like the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. If you don't want to spend all that money and you can find this primer, definitely check it out. Very smooth on the skin, and like I said, it leaves like that little tacky consistency so that you are able to like have that foundation kind of just stick to your face, you know? I know that sounds kind of like uncomfortable, but trust me, you want it to stick. So second primer I'm going to use is this Catrice Prime and Fine Goodbye Pores Primer. This primer is just like so amazing for like hiding those pores. So I'm just going to go ahead and just put that in my most pory areas. I love the way this primer feels. I used to use it every time I did my makeup. I love that primer. For foundation, this is another one of my Holy Grail OG favorites. It is the Maybelline 24 Hour Superstay Foundation. I have mine in the shade 128 Warm Nude. This foundation is just absolutely amazing. And I'm just going to take my favorite Holy Grail sponge, the e.l.f. Total Face Sponge. I'm just going to apply that. And of course my sponge is damp. This foundation is just like, oh my goodness. Like, it is so perfect for like, I hate when it gets in my mouth. It's like perfect for like prom nights or really intense date nights. When I say really intense date night, I mean like, you know, you're going bowling and a movie and dinner, and you know, and you just kind of want a nice long lasting, you know, makeup beat. Oh my gosh, so pretty. I am in love with this foundation. Like, you can even build it up. I'm probably not going to build mine up, but you definitely could if you wanted to. So I'm just going to use my BH Studio Pro Total Coverage Concealer, and I have mine in the shade 106 and 113. Wow. These are definitely full coverage. I am super light-handed with it. I just like to mix the shades because one is too bright. Oh, that is way too much. Creamy. Like, I blended it out way too easy. I'm gonna take the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer, and I have mine in the shade C13. I just like to cream contour with this. I used to just use bronzer, but since I started cream contouring, I definitely like that better. So I'm just gonna use a little bit of this. Make sure you follow your hairline just a little. So I'm just going to take this e.l.f. Buffing Foundation brush, and I'm just going to blend the contour out, the darker shade that is. And when you blend this out, you want to make sure you make your circular motions like this and not like this, because you don't want to drag it down. You kind of want to highlight those cheek points and bring it up so that you can have like a super snatched face. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Looks like I low-key just left Brazil. Oh, gorgeous. And also, you still want to take that same circular blending motion and do all of your darker contour like that. And I make that face because I like to drag. Make sure I'm dragging it down properly from the forehead to the inner center of my forehead. Just make a little angry face. It doesn't leave you looking all muddy either, you know? It just blends so effortlessly. So then I'm just going to take this small e.l.f. concealer brush and just do the nose and under the lip. Okay, so now I'm just going to blend out the forehead contour, but just like try not to mess up the darker shades. I mean, I think I should have did the lighter shade first, which is normally what I do, but I kind of forgot about it until right now, so just be super careful blending that out. I'm just going to take the leftover concealer from my sponge and just kind of carve that nose contour out. I'm also going to take the concealer and just kind of sculpt a little bit on the darker contour. So then I'm going to take my NYX HD setting powder, and mine is in the shade Banana. This powder is really, really good. I've used quite a bit of concealer setting powders, and so far that one is definitely my favorite. See? Just like the polished finish that it leaves on that side. I'm just going to use my Maybelline Fit Me powder, and I have mine in the shade 10 Light. And I'm just going to set my under eye as well as my dark contour. I kind of overdid it on this side just a little bit, so I really need to clean that up. I'm just going to take this little powder brush, and I'm just going to make sure I set that powder around my nose area. So I'm also going to take the same brush and just kind of dust off the excess powder that is all over my face. I'm going to take this Wet n Wild 3-in-1 primer spray, and I'm just going to spray my face as well as my sponge to just kind of set that powder. So now I'm just going to take the Wet n Wild Color Icon blush, and this is in the shade Nudist Society. I'm just going to take my Tinted Brow Mascara by NYX, and I'm just going to set my brows. So I have mine in the shade Chocolate. So next I'm going to do my highlight, and for that I'm just going to use this e.l.f. and Nobella Noir highlight. This is actually a loose pigmented highlight. This is what it looks like. So pretty. I'm just going to take my brush and dab into the lid. Look at that. Oof. Such a pretty glow. So next I'm going to just go ahead and take this little domed brush and do my inner corners as well as my brows. For the lower lash line, to smoke it out, I'm just going to go in with Regular from the ColourPop palette, and that's just this one right here. I'm just going to add that right underneath. So I'm just going to go ahead and add mascara to my lower lash line as well. I'm just going to take the Milani Make It Last setting spray, and I'm just going to set my face so that everything stays in place. Oh, it smells so good. I'm going to take this Essence eyeliner pencil, and this one is in the shade 06 Silky Nude. So I'm just going to take my Milani Color Statement Lip Liner, and I have mine in the shade Bordeaux. It's kind of more purple than I expected. I'm just going to take the Milani Amore Satin Matte Lip. This one is in the shade Lavish. That is such a pretty color though. I think it's too purple though for the eye, you know. I'm just going to add a concealer to my lips. You know, my usual little favorite. It's actually really pretty. I'm not too upset though, you know. That just kind of set it off, you know. It's pretty. Alright, so I'm going to go flat iron my little bangs. So this concludes our full face of nothing new. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. The only thing that I can say is I think the lips were they're a little off just by a smidge. I thought it was going to be more of a burgundy look like the eye, but it's kind of more of a purple look, which is okay. I mean, it still kind of looks cute in person. On camera, I kind of look like a clown in my opinion, but in person I think it's really, really pretty. I think I could pull this off. I just want to say to all people who are subscribed, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. Like, you are making someone's, you know, goal come true. You know, you're really helping me reach something that I've been wanting to do for a while, and I could not be more appreciative. Like, I am so humble and so grateful for everyone who just takes their time out to even watch my videos. I know sometimes they're super long and they can be kind of draggy and boring because, you know, I'm still working on my camera presence. I'm not camera shy photo wise really, but like talking wise, just a little shy. Don't forget to comment, don't forget to like, share this video, don't forget to hit that bell button so that you're notified every time I post a video for you. And I will see you in my next one. Bye.